Hi, and welcome to Integrative Wisdom Elder Care Coaching and Consulting. It must be Thursday. So, hi, everybody. Verna here. And I'm holding this cute little guy because I wanted to talk a little bit about when we're working with elders, um, especially those that are family member elders. Um, Sometimes it would be nice to imagine that we had a crystal ball in which we could look deeply and we could determine uh, what the right course of action might be. Um, because working in the arena with elders, right? It's I don't think we really know um, sometimes the right one way, and maybe sometimes there isn't one right way to do things, or to make decisions, to help the elders make decisions. So what do we do? What do we do? So one of the things with integrative wisdom elder care is learning a few basic tools or skills that might assist in the communication. Um, so that's kind of what I wanted to cover today. I mean, since we don't have access to a crystal ball usually. So first of all, and we might have touched on these in previous weeks' videos, um, it's really good to have an awareness of any buttons that we may still have working regarding our elders. So if they are having a conversation with us, let's say, and they use a childhood nickname, and every time you hear that nickname, it absolutely still to this day drives you bonkers. Well, then that's a button that gets pushed. And usually, when our buttons get pushed, we stop listening, we stop taking in the information, and we are simply all about protection. And we're all about covering up that wound that we're noticing, that pain that we have, because our button was pushed. And so, as always, in integrative wisdom, knowledge, self-knowledge is really, really critical. And so, again, a lot of integrative wisdom is about doing that work and saying, okay, what are my buttons? What do I need to look for when I'm going to be assisting and helping my loved one with their care needs? And number two, finding a way to release and let that go. So healing those places. So many ways, again, to do that. We won't go into that, but just leave it to that basic component of knowing that there are buttons that could get pushed, right? And then having the ability to listen as deeply as you can, reflective listening perhaps, not trying to change what the elder is saying or their basic tenet of whatever decision or choice they're trying to make, but trying to offer a reflective response. Is this what you're saying? Is this how you think it will go? Do you think there could be any other aspects that might come up if indeed you make this choice or follow this path? What will you do if? And you just have an opportunity to do some exploratory questioning without it sounding like an inquisition, helping the senior, if they're able to, do that for themselves. If this, then what? And especially during this time, a lot of us are trying to figure out the right thing. How well we are staying safe and yet still living our lives may not be what the seniors that are in our lives, or the elders in our lives, feel is safe. So uh, trying to respect that and come to a place of understanding somehow, as best we can, obviously, as best we can. Um, Recognizing that not everything um, most likely will get solved, that there are going to be things that are going to stay on the table, and that we are going to see happen more than once. Um, and so this kind of, you might call it non-judgmental observation. So much of what we want to try to do in this being respectful space is trying not to judge, trying not to have yeah, judgment. It's kind of like, well, stupid. However else we might say, I wouldn't do it that way. We don't know what we're going to do when we get there. We don't know what we're going to do when we become the elder. So giving them a little bit of leeway, and trying to set that judgment aside as to how they are engaging with the situations and issues that are coming up in their personal journey. The whole idea of, is there right action? Is there some right path that we can take at this time? Or again, is it more like, I wish I had the crystal ball so that we could be sure? And again, this might be a little bit of your own personality, to be aware of, are you comfortable making decisions when you don't have concrete information? Right now, that everything that we hear is so confusing, and it's kind of like, who do I trust and who do I believe? And that may be very different for the elder than it is for the caregiver. And so trying to be in that place of okayness with, well, we're going to try it, but we don't know. We just don't know. And then, indeed, if you are making a decision and you're going forward and it doesn't turn out the way that you wanted, whether that's just a minor glitch or a major one, recognizing that you have done your due diligence, you have done the best that you could in having the conversations and in exploring all the different venues and avenues. And then if you're feeling responsible, but you've done all of that and it still didn't turn out the way you wanted, then maybe that's that moment of forgiveness, of self-forgiveness, and really, really doing the work to let that go and not let it follow you around. Right? Not let it follow you around. Because when we're doing that, when we're carrying those burdens, it is, again, as we've shared, it comes out in stress, and the stress hormones come out, and you can find your immune system compromised. And we don't want that right now. I mean, we don't really want it anytime, but especially now when there are so many things that are going on for us. So, I guess that's kind of it, where I want to stop for today, is really just thinking about those skill sets. How good are you at active listening, being non-judgmental when you're having the conversations, being able to discern what needs to be said, even, or what the potential actions are. Forgiveness, being able to say, oh, well, that didn't quite work out as planned. Let's just kind of pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off, right? So hopefully this will be of help to you, and I hope that you are, again, taking really good care of yourself, and and your loved ones. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.